quite early this morning. I have to get up early and go out this morning, so there's not that many birds around. Well, I think that ibis is scaring the kookaburras away because there's one there, and they don't want to come down because of the ibis. Go away, ibis. Look at your long beak. Hey, look how long your beak is. You tell him, Cookie. Say, go away and leave my food alone. Oh, did the cookie get it or did the ibis get it? Go away, ibis! Oh gosh. Oops, that one was a bit close to me. Oh, here come the crows. You scaring away the kookaburras, are you, crow? Hey, that's not your food. No, that's kookaburra's food. He's gonna take it anyway. You're gonna have a whole beak full, are you? Look at you, look at you. You're a bit of a guts. How many bits can you fit in there? Now the ibis wants some. G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I'm going to use my new mold today. I don't think I've shown you this one before. It's a square with the corners rounded. And it's 10.5 centimeters square, which is just a little bit over 4 inches. So that's the size of it. And I'm going to do like a beachy theme today, and instead of trying to get foam and froth the usual way, I'm going to try and get just a little bit of movement with my recipe that I use for the 3D flowers. So I'm going to get started. I'm using the Platinum Ultra Clear resin, which takes a little longer to set up, but I have a little bit more work time, so it gives me nice flowers. So it's at 45 degrees now, so I'm just going to decant it. 45 degrees Celsius. I'm going to pop a bit in each of these little cups here. That's going to be my different colors. That's my clear. The white, I'm actually just going to weigh that. I'm going to put in 30 grams, which is 1 ounce. And then once I've decanted it, you see it'll start slowing down and it's warming up and curing. So then I've got a little bit of time to play. So I want to actually be piping with my white at 50 minutes. So I've got about 15 minutes left. Alrighty. So probably need another cup for the sand actually. I was just going to, actually, no, I'll just pour it in, eh? My sand. Just going to get a little spoon there, and I'm just going to put some in there. And then I've got a little starfish thingy that I'm going to use as well. So just about a little teaspoon in there, I guess. They don't all have to be the same, just however it comes out. And hopefully by just leaving it till 50 minutes, it'll be all right. When I did my, that pink and yellow flower the other day, it looked as if it was neon. I kind of started a little bit early with my piping, and it was a little bit blobby. Even though the temperature was right, the timing was a little bit, like it wasn't quite at 50 minutes, so I'm just going to wait a bit longer. I'll just do a little light sprinkling. So thicker sand down there, and then just sort of tapers out into a little sprinkle, and we'll just see how it goes. No rhyme or reason, just see how it goes. Let's even that out down the bottom there. Push it in. And then I'll pour some clear over that. Just make sure it's even. And then I'll start working on my colors. So I wanted like a really light color next to the sand because it's shallow water, and then it'll get darker and deeper as it goes out. Hey, I'm just going to kind of spread that a little bit. Just push and it can just go wherever it wants to go. All right, so that's my sand done. And you can as well use your little tape to get all those extra bits off. If you've spilt any like I do, I make a mess when I'm resining. I make a mess when I'm doing acrylic pouring too. But just tidy it up a little bit so it looks pretty, hey? All right, so now, where's my resin? There. I want to clear, just pour some clear over this. Like so. Someone just pulled up in my driveway. It's a courier, no doubt. So hopefully Izzy, who's under the table, is not going to bark. Hey, Izzy, don't bark, please, baby. So they don't knock at the door anymore. They just leave it at the front door. So the dogs aren't hearing knocks, which is something. All right, so that'll do. Oh, no, they heard him. Or her. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now there's my little starfish there. I'll just leave that there. Let's give that a bit of a torch. Now this is going to be my top side, so I don't want to spray alcohol on it because it can give you those little sort of droplet effects on the top, so I'm not going to do that. Right, now I've got clear in that one. Now I'm just going to do these are all resin tints. I'm just going to do one in that one. Actually, that should be my pale one. I don't know. I'm just going to put it one drop of each color in first, just to see what they're going to do. And then this one goes more of a teal. This one. These two are from Resin. So that one's a little bit of a teal color. It's really pretty. I think I'll do that'll be my shallow water, that one. And this one's Ocean by Color Passion. Actually, that's a really pale, that's the palest one actually. I think what I did last time, I did this one just when I was testing them. I'll just put a little bit there to see what it's going to look like. Actually, no, I won't. Will I? One more little drip drop. Should better put these, make a little bit more of them. There we go, that's all used up. So they're this one's about 3/4 full. And I'll just do that so we can see if it's got any colour in it. Because it looks very dark in the cup because it's deep. But once you put it on a piece of paper towel like that, you can see that it hasn't really got much colour at all. So that's going to be near the shoreline. And then that's the mid one. Now these two mixed together make a really pretty colour. So 2 drops, so 1 drop of that one and 1 drop of that one. Make a really pretty dark sort of a tealy colour. And I'm going to go one more, will I? Let's have a look at this one. That's a pretty there. This one just needs to be a bit darker. One more. So it's got 2 drops of the number 1 and 1 drop of the sky. And then this is just 1 drop of ocean. All right, so those are my 3 colors. So light, medium, dark. I've got some clear there. I better put my cast and craft in here. I've got 30 grams, so I'm going to do or 5 drops. It's nearly empty, this. Come on. I've had it sitting upside down, but then I left it out onto its side. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're pretty big drops, so I'm going to see what 4 looks like. If it's opaque enough. I want it just opaque. Probably 4 will be fine because I want it to look like ocean froth, so you can sort of see through it. All right, that'll be fine. So that's 4 drops in 1 ounce or 30 grams. So that's my white. I've got a bit of clear in there. There's some clear in there. Let's pop these bubbles. That clear has run all the way down. Didn't want it to do that. There's a hair. Get out. I didn't really want it to run down. If I can... Oh, nope. Don't do that. I was hoping it would sort of push back down, but no. All right, let's get the next colour in. I'm just going to pour it over the top, sort of. Okay, put a little bit here. I don't want it really going over my sand too much, so but I probably should have poured the clear and then poured the colour straight on, so so the colours didn't run over each other too much. All right, now this next one, I'll put that there. It's a bit darker. And I made up 357 grams, 250 grams of A and 107 grams of B I did. Just because I wasn't quite sure how much I was going to need. There's the dark. Because I haven't used this mold before, so I wasn't exactly sure how much I was going to need. So I thought I'll just make up 350, and if I've got a little bit left over, so be it. Blend that just a little bit. I don't want the colors to mix too much. I want the dark to be at the top. That hair, but because my clear has spread, it's making it a little bit difficult to keep the colors separated. Okay. I have got some more clear in here if I need to, just sort of to do that, to push that back off the sand. Okay. All right, how am I going for time? I've got 10 minutes left. Let's torch again. Where's my torch? Now hopefully I'm hoping the colours will kind of blend together. When I did a test piece the other day, I was blending too much and all the colour ran over the beach. So that didn't work very well. All right, how much room have I got left? I've got a little bit. This one's almost full. So that's my darkest. I won't do any more of that. Put a little bit more of that one in. No, wrong one. Oh my gosh, wrong one. Golly gosh, that's the next one. Should keep them in order, shouldn't I? And then this was the lightest one here. And again, I'm just keeping it off my beach. Give that a little bit of a blend there. Like so. I don't know whether they'll totally blend or you'll be able to sort of see that sort of wispiness of the colours. Now I want to actually take this temperature of the white that's sitting in there and just see how it's going and see if it's at 50 degrees. I also need to put that in. All right, let's have a little look, see what it's doing. I'll hold it this way so that you can see. "41, 42, 43, 45, 46. So it does slow down a little bit. 47 when you've decanted. So I usually have a bit of time to play with. If I'd kept it in the big cup, you know, deep full cup, it would be really hot by now. 47 and a half. All right, so I don't need to rush terribly much. It can still have a few more minutes, a few more degrees. I'm just going to clean that tip off with some alcohol. Okay, that's all right. I don't have to rush now. I can put my little starfish in. So I just thought if it's getting to temperature, I'd better get a wriggle on, but it seems to be okay. A tiny bit of clear left. Now, how much room have I got left? Well, they're all pretty full. This one could have a tiny bit more. Hasn't got quite as much as the others. You can see how thick the resin's starting to get now. It's kind of going to honey, which is what you want. Let me just clean up my mess. All right, I'll get the little starfish out. I just got these on Amazon, I think, little starfishies. See, one side's got that design on, which is actually the underside, which I think it's more attractive anyway. So I'm just gonna pop those in. I'm gonna try and get the smaller ones out. Try and use the smaller ones if I can. Only because they're little coasters. You have to be really careful with them that you don't break them. I'll put them aside. Okay, I'm just gonna push him down. I was contemplating using shells, but the shells are probably a little bit too high and I don't want them poking out. These will want to float, so you will have to keep sort of pushing them down because they will want to float a little bit. And there's a few bubbles that are coming up, so we'll torch those as well. And I will have to keep pushing them down because they'll float like my whales did the other day. Did you see my terrace coasters where I put the whales in and they all floated? Oh. Yes. We learn. Okay, we learn. Now, I think what I'll do, just because I'm not quite sure how much to put on, I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to just pop that in a piping bag. That way I'll know how much to put on exactly. So that's them there. Just going to cut the top off because I don't need to have all of that. Let's cut it on a bit of an angle. And then I can pop that in there. Alright, so we're pretty much at 50 minutes now. I stopped mixing at 10 past 1 and it's now about 2 minutes to 2, so 50 minutes, which in my experience with this resin is the perfect time to start piping your petals or whatever it is you want to pipe. It feels nice and warm. I'm just going to move those out of the way. I'll keep that, so I'll need to keep popping those down. Clean up my mess. Oops, grab a piece of paper towel. I tear these all up so that they're all ready to go. And I've got way too much resin here that I need, but I just thought, well, it's just easier doing 1 ounce, you know. How's that? Bit small. A little bit more. About 5 millimeters. 4 to 5 millimeters I like to do. Now if you hold your bag horizontal like that and you just get like a constant drip, just flows out, your resin's too thin. See, it's just dropping back. Drops, springs back. Drops, springs back. So it should be good to go. And I give it a bit of pressure on there. It's not really dripping out way too fast. Alright, here we go. So I'm just going to basically pipe on some lines for the waves over the beach. And I'm going to go straight over the edge though, like that. Hope that's thick enough. See, I would normally do thicker than that when I'm doing my petals, wouldn't I? Now if you've got a blob like that, we just need to fix that. Don't want any blobs. That's why I was trying to go over the top of the coaster so that that did not happen. Okay. Oops, don't leave it in the resin. Okay, so that's my beach there. Now let's do some more. So this is how thick I normally do it. I might go again. So you should do it a little bit thicker than that. Ah, what line am I following? All right, that'll do. I don't want to overdo it. I think that'll do. Right, let's give it a bit of heat. Get down, get down, get down, get down. All right, let's give it a bit of heat. Just blow these just a little bit. In the sort of in the direction that I want them to go. Whoa. I don't know if what'll happen if I give it too much heat, but I kind of want them just to sort of spread a little bit. I think that'll do. Better just get that corner there. That'll do. I want to just give it sort of a more wispy kind of a look. I don't want the blobs though. I'm picky, aren't I? I want wisp, don't want blobs. What can you do? The resin's going to, I guess the resin's going to kind of blob at the edges there. Alright, so I'm hoping that, it'll do its thing and they'll just kind of bloom anyway. But yeah, we'll just wait and see. That one doesn't look very wide. Just trying to aim it at that one on its own without getting the others. It's a bit tricky. All right, where's my little stick? Oh, there. Let's pop you back down again. Did you move? I'm sure you weren't in that corner before. So as the resin starts to thicken and set up, a little starfish will get trapped down there. Every time I push them down, I get more bubbles. So that one's working really nicely. These ones closest to me, maybe not as well. Maybe I got more heat on these ones. Or maybe I didn't get enough heat on these two because of the angle that I was holding it. But anyway, experiment, hey? It's an experiment. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they will do something. And I will just keep trying to smooth out those blobs. As the resin sort of cures, I'll try to. May not be all that successful. All right, I'll bring you down anyway so that you can have a little look and see what's going on. It's looking really pretty, really pretty. Loving these two at the back. Yeah, they're doing better. I don't know. Did I give them more heat? Did I not give them as much heat? I don't know. I honestly don't know what I did. Maybe they had, I don't know. Maybe they had more, no, less. Sometimes if you overheat, they sink. The white sinks because you've made your resin thin. So maybe, I don't know. You guys that know all about resin, you let me know in the comments below. Did I overheat these two or not heat them enough? All right, I'm gonna get my camera and just bring you down. And of course my blue looks more blue. It's actually more, go around the back, it's more teal. Excuse my mess. Autofocus, let me turn that ring light off. All right. So there we go. So that one is blooming. Looking really pretty. That one's blooming. And obviously we're not going to turn these over to get the result on the back. It's just the top section that I'm interested in. See, these aren't blooming as much. I might just hit them with the torch again. Hang on one sec. All right, I hit these two bottom ones with the torch again, and it kind of made them blow all over the place, a bit wispy. But it has kind of opened them up a little bit more. So anyway, that's them. These ones are looking really pretty. Even if I get half, I get 50%, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with these top two. Yeah, I don't know what I've done with the bottom two. Maybe you guys saw what I did. Let me know if you think, you know, what happened there, what the difference is, why those bloomed. Did they get more heat? Did they get less heat than these two down the bottom? All right, I guess we will, I'm just going to get my wet wipe and clean up the sides a little bit, and then I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have to wait 24 hours for these to unmold. But yeah, I'll see you then. So happy these two worked. At least I've got something good to show for it. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Righto, guys, I'm back. And looking really good. Well, those two are anyway. We won't look at these bottom ones. I look back on my video and I do think I gave these bottom two a little bit more heat than I gave the top two. So yeah, I probably maybe pushed the white down or made the resin too hot so that the white sank rather than spread. So it probably would have spread on its own really without the heat, but I did want it to make it look more, kind of more wavy. That's why I put the heat on it. But anyway, let's get them out. So like I said, I'd be happy with 2 out of 4. Now I've got a little bit of excess that I'm going to have to just trim off. You know, when I went straight over, come out. When I went straight over, those little ends there, you know how it went straight over and I got a bit of overflow. So you can actually just, with a scalpel, you can just kind of trim them like that if you need to. So I sort of trim them, just run across like that and just trim them, and then you can sand later if you want to, but because I'm not doing like a gold edge around, I don't want to like sand them too much, because then you lose that gloss and you get more of a dull kind of a look. There we go, look at that. I wonder what the back looks like. Oh, it just looks sandy, but we knew that this was going to be the front. So there you go, there's that one. Let's get this one out as well. So got the same thing happening here, a little bit stuck where that white went over. Not too bad, hey? Okay, there we go. There's the second one. Give that a little bit of a trim there. Gotta be really careful with these. They're very, very sharp. Be really careful. All right, let's get these back two out. These are the best looking two. Again, little bits there hanging over. I'll trim those up in a minute. Suction down well. Let go of my mold. Let go, white. I guess that's the problem with having it go over the edges like that. It wants to stick onto your mold. I just have to release that very carefully. It's just run over the top of my mold. Get off. Let go of my mold. All right. I'll have to trim that. All right, so there we go. That's looking really good. I wanted to show you the waves. It'd be nicer if I had something underneath that you could see through, hey? But look at the waves. It actually, I don't know if you can see, but look, it looks so 3D. You can actually see how the waves are sitting higher than the sand. So it really gives you that natural, real looking waves on a beach. Hey, how's that? All right, let's get the next one out. Lucky last. Little bits there as well to slice off. It really likes hanging on, doesn't it? Those little bits that hang over. Let me come back around here. Just going to trim that off. There we go. You can feel if there's anything there that needs trimming. I'm just going to run my little scalpel like that just to trim any bits off. Same here. These need tightening quite often, I find. It's only little tiny bits that are hanging. See, I should have just wiped the mold clean before they all set, but I kind of forgot about it. And then I came back the next day and they're all set up nice and hard, and it's a little bit more difficult to get them off. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Alrighty. That'll do, that looks better. To tidy it up for you, hey? Tidy up the edges. Alright, so same thing here. You can really see that 3D effect. Like it's even giving you like a shadow there underneath that wave. It's not touching the sand, it's floating above the sand. It looks really good. Love it. Love these two, my favourites. Righto, well, let me know what you think of these. Can't really see much on the back because it's sand, because it's heavy, so it sinks, but definitely these are the tops. Looking really pretty. All right, really like those. I'll put those there. The two good ones at the front, like so. All right. Yeah, let me know if there's anything else that you would like me to try and attempt. I will have another go at doing waves like this because I think this is quite an easy way of doing waves. I've tried before, you know, the traditional way of making waves. Haven't been successful. I would like to keep practicing on that though. I mean, I will get there. I just have to find time to try that again. But for now, loving these, and I think they're much easier, well, for me anyway, to try and create. These ones still look okay, but you can definitely see the difference with overheating and not overheating. So there you go. How about that? We've learned something again. Hey, isn't it good when we learn something? It is. Yay. Always happy to learn something as I go along. All right. I'll leave it at that. And thank you so much for watching. Take care. Love you all. See you for the next video. Bye for now.